going to learn Chapter 13, Network Cabling. Content of this video is types of jacks, Ethernet cable color coding techniques. So, before learning the types of jacks, what is a registered jack? A registered jack, commonly known as RJ, is a network interface used for network cabling, wiring and jack construction. That means the connectivity between the two components in a network. The primary function of the registered jack is to connect different data equipment and telecommunication devices. The commonly known registered jacks are, there are many. The things which is given in your syllabus are RJ11, RJ45, RJ21, RJ14 and RJ61. So Ethernet cabling components, that means, so the registered jacks given in our syllabus are the 5. So the registered jack refers to the male physical connector that is said to be plug. A female physical connector is said to be a jack. RJ45 connector as a modular connector has gender. Plugs are considered as male, while jacks or sockets are considered to be female. Modern Ethernet cable features small plastic plugs on each end that is inserted into RJ45 jacks of Ethernet device. That means, if you are saying that we are having a network in our lab, in a computer lab or in an office, all the devices are connected with a blue color cable. Most probably it will be like that. The end of a cable is said to be the RJ45 jack. Here it is a female as it is termed as jack. So this is the example given or the image of RJ45 plug and RJ45 jack. So the first one is RJ11. It is the most popular modern form of a registered jack. It is found in home and office. This RJ is mainly used in telephone and landlines. So many of them are having telephone and landline connection, broadband connection. So you may check with your cable. When we look at the pin details of the RJ11, there are 6 pins, where 2 pins give the transmission configuration, the 2 pins gives the receiver configuration, and other 2 pins will kept for reserved. The 2 pin will have the positive terminal and the negative terminal. As we learned in the previous video, there are many positive, negative transmitter and the receiver pins. So each pin is having its own purpose. Then RJ14 and RJ61. RJ14 is the same as RJ11, which will be used for telephone lines, which has 6 pins, whereas RJ61 will have 8 pins. So RJ61 will use the twisted pair cable with a modular 8 connection. This image is an example of RJ14 because it's having only 6 pins. Then RJ21 connector has 50 pins with the 25 pins at one end and 25 pins at the other end. So the image is given here. It is also called the CAM connector or Afinal connector. Afinal is the connector manufacturer. RJ21 interface is typically used for data communication trucking applications. So each RJ, that means the registered jack, has its own purpose. The next topic is Ethernet cable color coding techniques. There are 3 types of wiring techniques that is said to be color coding. This color coding techniques are, first one is straight through wiring, next one is crossover, next one is rollover. So what is straight through cables? The cables used for Ethernet connections are straight through. That means these cable wires are in same sequence at both ends of the cable, which means first pin of the plug on one end is connected to the pin of first pin. The same. This 1 means here also it is 1. So it is sequentially and straightly connected. The straight-through wiring cables are mostly used for connecting PC, NIC card to a hub. This is simple physical connection used in printers, computers and other network interface. Next one is crossover wiring. If you require a cable to connect two computers or Ethernet device directly together without a hub. So when we use a crossover wiring means when there is a need to connect the device directly without hub, then you need to use the crossover cable. Then the pairs TX or X will be crossed, which means pin 1 and 2 of the plug 1 end are connected with pins 3 and 6. 1 is connected with the 3 and 2 is connected with the 6. And vice versa. The easiest way to make the crossover cable to make one end of T568A color coding and the other end to T568B. So another way to make the cable is to remember the color coding used in this type. So the green set of wires at one end are connected with the orange set of wires at another end and vice versa. So you may have any one of the points to remember to explain the crossover wiring. Specifically connect the solid green with the solid orange and connect the green white with the orange white. Then rollover wiring. Rollover cable is a type of null modem cable that is often used to connect the device console port to make programming changes to the device. The rollover wiring have opposite pin arrangements. All the cables are rolled over to different arrangements. In the rollover cable, the colored wires are reversed. Yes, reversed in the sense one is connected to 8 and in the order is reversed. The pins on one end are connected with the other end in reverse order. So rollover is very easy to remember. 1 is connected to 8 and you have to follow in the opposite direction. Rollover cable is also known as closed cable or console cable. It is typically flat to distinguish it from other types of network cabling, and it is in light blue color. These three arrangements are used to perform an interface change, but all the three arrangements transmit the data at the same speed only. Whether it is straight through or crossover or rollover, the transmission speed is same. Have a recap. Types of jacks. So one is RJ11, 45, 21, 14, 61. These things we discussed in our syllabus. So 11. This register jack is mainly used in telephones and landlines. For one data line with programming register, that is 8-pin 8 connector. 21 is a multiple up to 25 line bridged TR configuration. Then 14 for 2 telephone lines, 6-pin 6 contact. And 61 is 4 telephone lines, 8-pin 8 contact. Or 8 connection. Then the color coding technique. Straight through cables. These cable wires are in the same sequence at both ends of the cable, 1 to 1. Crossover. The easiest way to make a crossover cable is to make one end to T5688 color coding and the other end to T568B. And rollover wiring. The colored wires are reversed on the other end. The pin of one end are connected with the other in the reverse order. So it's the easiest question to learn and remember. Thank you. Have a good day.